Welcome to Amateur Decorating Like a Pro. I am Catherine. So here's another practical approach that I am taking this season. Some of you have already done it. I'm catching up, believe me. So you see an arrangement like this on sale, but you don't like the container. I don't walk away from that. I'm like, this is just a container. Everything here is what I need. I need the foliage on the bottom. I need the florals on the top. I need the bamboo sticks. I need the raffia that's tied to the bamboo sticks. I need all of this. So I'm going to pay, at that time I got this for like $12.99, and you get a couple of these and you transfer this whole thing and into the container that you want. You know what I'm trying to say? You make it work for you. So today's DIY series, so today we're gonna focus on the orchid. I got a couple of loose ones that I got from Michael's last year, and they were like $1.99. They were going into Christmas and getting rid of things. So I'm gonna do an arrangement with those, and we're gonna transfer these to another container and celebrate, okay? So let's get started with orchids today. It's Orchid Day. Let's go to work.
Now be sure to research orchid arrangements online or even look at them in stores. You'll find lots of inspiration. That's how I get inspired. Now let me begin by telling you about these supplies. Yes, we're going to have cut cardboard using scissors, of course, pebbles from Dollar Tree, recycled floral foam, glass vases or vases, a hot glue gun, moss, of course, and of course my $2 orchids that I got from Michael's at the end of the season last year. Now, I didn't really measure the height of the cardboard that I'm using. It's basically the folded down tops of the box, and it's a little bit shorter, of course, so I chose to use that part of the cardboard. And this was a small box, so I needed 2 pieces, and I glued those together so that they would form a little ring for me. And that is going to allow me about 3/4 of an inch of space between the ring and the actual glass. You see, I'd kind of gone through some of the pebbles to make sure they weren't going to be too big, and there would be spaces in between them. So having done that exercise, I was able to determine that it would be safe to do 3/4 of an inch spacing between the cardboard and the glass, so I could really get good sized pebbles in between them. The cardboard measures 2 inches from the top of the vase. Now at this point, there hasn't been any glue applied to the bottom of the vase. I'm just making sure that I have everything spaced properly and where I want it to be. Here is the blessing of this strategy right here. You won't need as many pebbles because of that cardboard. Pushing them up against the side, it gives the illusion that you're using those all the way across the bottom, but you're not. And secondly, it is very lightweight this way. No strain to pick up and move around. Now it was time to apply the hot glue. I just touched the foam gently so it wouldn't slide around and those pebbles would get out of place. So this worked out beautifully. Now I'm adding my support cardboard to the center of the vase. Now this is the same height as the cardboard that I used to make the ring. So all I'm doing is placing it in the center, so when I add the foam, it has something underneath it to give it support. When it comes to placing the cardboard in the center, a couple of things. You can apply the hot glue to the cardboard before you place it in the center. Or if you have a small hot glue gun, you can apply the hot glue after around the edges of the cardboard. Now, this is something I didn't do, so learn from my mistake. When I measured out that original ring that was going to hold the pebbles against the wall, I should have went ahead and measured out the length of my moss, because it's pretty much going to be about the same length, give or take an inch, okay? And I really should have done that, so I took the long way home on this one. And you do want the moss tall enough to fold over the foam, which is like the ground basically. So it's going to be taller than the edge of the actual vase because it's going to fold on top of that foam that we're going to add. I want that moss to be flush against the glass. So I'm using some of those little styrofoam peanuts. Yes, I use everything I have, guys. Otherwise, the moss might look a little saggy or drape in a few spots. And I didn't want to see any dimples or anything like that. Oh, I guess I could say you can use the other moss in this project. You just have to put it in a little bit at a time, and that's fine too. I just like these whole rolls of moss because of the color. They just look so vibrant, and the shade of green is just so springy to me. You can use the Dollar Tree moss. They have it by the bag. I just used plenty of it to cover up the bottom of the topiaries in our family room. So I use both of them back and forth, but for a project like this that's going to be sitting on the dining room table or in the living room, wherever I want to place it, I like this vibrant color. So that's why I prefer to pay a couple more dollars to get this kind. More styrofoam, please. Yes, I'm using all of the supplies included in my shipping. So now you see how everything levels out at the top. I love this. It looks really, really pretty. And I just removed that protective paper so the adhesive on the back of the moss could stick to the foam. I'm not using any stakes or bamboo sticks, just my warm hot glue and some floral wire to intertwine these three florals together because I want them to drape over. Not all orchids have to be anchored with the bamboo sticks. You know, there's some very beautiful arrangements out there where they just swag, and I love that. Yeah, just a reminder, the glue gun is not plugged in. Warm glue. All of these little cut pieces are going into the Ziploc bag. The stem on this foliage was a little thick, so I decided to pre-drill the hole using a skewer. I love mixing the old with the new. So I have smaller succulents that I got from Dollar Tree years ago, just Ziplocs of those. And they come in those little white containers or black containers, and you can literally just pluck those out. They're only in there in styrofoam. Yay, we did it. I think this is gorgeous. It has a lot of detail and it's going to be beautiful wherever I place it. So let's go ahead and take it downstairs. It is so lightweight, guys, so lightweight. Here is one way that I updated the container for one of my orchids. Watch. This champagne bucket came from At Home last fall. The glass cylinder vase came from At Home. It was $12. They have them at Hobby Lobby, but they were double the price. And no coupon, of course. But it gave me the scale that I wanted to have for this floral arrangement. I think this arrangement lends itself to any type of tablescape or just a simple vignette all on its own. And I really love how this turned out. I hope you'll give it a try and keep it lightweight. Here are all three of the recent florals that we've done, guys, and all of them are in the same room, so you see it's not overcrowded, and I love it. You've got your green in the corner, you've got touches of white and green on the table, and then you've got that pop of white in a small scale on that little console cabinet. So that one's not going to stay there, by the way. There's another smaller table where it belongs, and I am going to eventually change out the container permanently.
Well, that's it for me, guys. I want to thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed today's celebration of the orchid today. So now you can be inspired to pick up some in any color that you want and do something different with them. And remember, no matter what state they're in, whatever kind of container, swap it out. You probably already have something at home that you like. Put it in there. It doesn't matter. Thanks a lot for watching. If you're not a subscriber, will you consider doing so today? Press the bell. Why do you press the bell? Because you want to be notified so you don't miss the very next video. I promise I don't come calling to see if you want to hear from me. All you have to do is say it's turned on and hey, she's got a video out there. When I get my coffee, I'm going to watch Catherine today. I'd love that. And I'll have my coffee with you too. Thanks a lot for watching. And as always, stay in prayer and stay creative.